Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the bishops, and the elders of GMS who rules well. Peace and salutations to the elect. My name is Aina. The title of this video is Global News Highlights, right? And basically, I go into artificial intelligence app. This one is called DeepSeek. It's just like ChatGPT. And I ask it, what is the major news worldwide in the past 24 hours, right? Because this is a technology that Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, has allowed these devils to acquire, right? So they're going hard with this artificial intelligence, and that's why they have that big what is it? The big beautiful bill. You know, some people call it the big bullshit bill. There's a lot of different names for it, but in that bill, one of the things written in it is that, you know, for 10 years, basically the states in the United States, you know, no state can disrupt what they're doing with this AI technology, you know, and basically they're moving with great speed with this AI technology because they feel that they're becoming behind. They look towards China, and China pretty much has this AI thing down pat, and it's only getting better for them. So for them to move how they want to move, they uh, you know, made this law, this big bullshit bill, to where the states cannot control what they do with this AI technology. So they're trying to speed it up, you know, make it quick as possible, make it fast as possible, and also produce and make and use it for military purposes. You know, so they don't want to be hindered or stopped. But you know, it makes the AI fast. You know, it searches the internet quick. You know, they basically they put it through trials and tests. You know, to get the best possible outcome. You know, they test these things daily. So we use these things now sometimes to search up news because it'll find it more quicker. You know, and you can ask it things, you know, stuff that they try to hide. When you search it on Google, you can ask about that, and it'll help you find it more quicker because that's what it do. So anyway, you know, it's a good tool to use. So anyway, I asked it that question about the major events worldwide. It gave me five sections, so I'll read them, and that's basically the news. You know, the scriptures say, you know, measure the time diligently in itself, you know, and to watch for the signs fast, you know, which the signs are the tokens, which are the prophecies mentioned in the scripture and the things that would be taking place in the last days, right? We're seeing those things, and that's what everything is pointing to: uproars of the people, wars and rumors of wars, earthquakes, and famine and pestilence, where all these things are happening now at a decreased number. And this is, I was going to say, First Thessalonians 5:3 says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them." So pretty much that's where we're at in prophecy, right? Donald Trump came in as the peace president. That's all he wanted. He wanted to stop all wars in 24 hours, right? And he basically wanted to stop things. And I guess in his own way, he thinks he has done that by going to war with Iran. He believes that because he went to war with Iran and he destroyed the nuclear program, that now is done. You know, Iran struck back, and you know he's done, and he wants the Nobel Peace Prize, and his buddy Benjamin Netanyahu basically recommended him for that. But on on the other side, people are recommending Russia for a Nobel Peace Prize. But anyway, it's enough talking. This is the first point: escalation in Ukraine-Russia war. It says record drone attack. Russia launched its largest drone assault on Ukraine since the invasion began, deploying 728 drones and 13 missiles. Now, every time I read this thing, it's intensified. It's getting worse. It's not getting better. So the scriptures say there is no healing of thy bruise. You know, and the Most High Yahweh mustered the host to the battle. Right. So I'll grab that. All right. Right, this is Isaiah 13 and 4. I'll start it. I'll do it it says, hear the noise on the mountains. Listen as the vast armies march. It is the noise and shouting of many nations. The Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai of heaven's armies, has called this army together. See, so this is the Lord's doing, right? And that's why these things are intensifying, because he's coming to destroy this place and to gather the nations and bring them down into the valley of Josaphat, right? So it won't decrease, it's going to increase. And this is good news for the hopeful elect who's wanting and hastening the day to be delivered up out of this place. This is Joel 3 and 1. It says, For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. See, so the Most High Yahweh is gathering nations together for war, for the controversy of Zion, right? The true Israelites. So, back to this point, Russia drone attack. Russia launched its largest drone assault on Ukraine since the invasion began, deploying 728 drones and 13 missiles, primarily targeting the city of Luft near the Polish border. It says Ukraine reported intercepting 718 drones, but one civilian was killed by debris in another area. All right, and this was pretty much after another try at peace talks with President Putin. Trump tried to peace talk with President Putin, and Putin just unleashed his drones. This is Trump's response. It says U.S. President Donald Trump criticized Putin's bullshit peace talks and pledged additional defensive weapons to Ukraine, reversing a Pentagon decision to pause some aid. So they was trying to stop. They was trying to, stop what was happening. They wanted peace, but the Most High denied them of that. This is our First Thessalonians 5:3. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Yeah, every time they have these peace talks, things intensify. So now Trump is back to putting weapons to Ukraine. So that means what? That the Most High Yahweh is mustering the host to the battle. Things are increasing, intensifying. It says European court ruling. The European Court of Human Rights found Russia guilty of systematic human rights violation in Ukraine since 2022. Now, as a judge or a hopeful elect, a judge to be of the earth, this is wicked as hell. We can only look and see what's happening, especially if you've been following, how the prophets are watching. So we're pretty much into it all. We're finding all the details. We're looking at what everyone's saying about these things, and you have Israel bullshitting over there in the Gaza Strip. And pretty much it's not much being said about that. It's a lot of talk, but not a lot of doing. There's a warrant for Benjamin Netanyahu, not a Jew, right? He can't go to certain places and all this extra stuff, but he seems to go where he pleases, like America, right, with no repercussions for the things that he's doing. But they're so bad at trying to downplay Russia, but ultimately it's because Russia is the enemy of the United States in the Ukraine, right, in Israel, right? It's sides are being set up pursuant to Ezekiel 38. Russia, Iran, China, and the rest that will join unto Russia will go against America and Israel. Right now, America has the European Union, the EU, right? But even these, pursuant to Revelation 17, I believe it's down there at the bottom, towards the end of Revelation 17. But Obadiah 1 and 7 also, America's allies, like the European Court, would turn on them. So point 2 says Middle East tensions, Gaza crisis, Israeli airstrikes kills 24 Palestinians, including 10 during aid distribution, amid ongoing clashes in Beit Hanon. It says Red Sea attacks a Libyan flagship sink after a Houthi attack off Yemen, leaving 5 missing. Israel retaliated with strikes on Houthi-controlled ports. Point three, it says U.S. and global trade policies. Trump's tariffs. It says new tariffs of 25 to 50% were imposed on 6 nations, including Iraq and the Philippines. That's interesting. That's interesting. I gotta probably look into that because that's one of America's allies over there. They sending stuff over there. They're sending what are those things like air to air missiles, or ground to air missiles or whatnot, things like that over their station because of the things that's happening in Taiwan. So that's interesting, something I'll look into. It says with threats of 200% on pharmaceuticals and 50% on copper impacting global market. Yeah, so Trump is the cruel Lord ruling, destroying everything, making allies upset and angry. And that goes into what I was just bringing out about the allies turning on America. The nations are mad because of the Babylon Jews. Right? It says NVIDIA's milestone, the AI giant became the first company to hit a 4 trillion market valuation, surpassing the UK's GDP. So AI, artificial intelligence, is booming here in these last days, and at the same time where the Most High Yahweh is planning to return to stop this madness. The scriptures say, no flesh will be saved. Let me grab that. Who knows what these devils are planning, with this stuff. Right, so this is Matthew 24:22. It says, and except those days should be shortened, right? And even scientists are coming out now saying we're having shorter days. But the Most High Yahweh said this will happen. Those days will be shortened, right? And things just seem to be flying by. We're already about in the 7th month of 2025. Literally, it was just the first, and President Trump got into office, right? It says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Okay? So those are days that we're living in now, right? Even scientists and whatnot point to the fact that something is up. So anyway, point 4 says Texas floods, death toll rose to 104 with 41 missing as flash floods continue in central Texas. It says global heat waves, fossil fuel driven heat waves caused 1,500 deaths in Europe per a new study. And that's just judgment from the Lord. Amos, what is it? I think it's 9 and 6 or 6 and 9. I'm sorry, Amos 3 and 6. I'll grab it. Judgment from the Lord. Amos 3 and 6 says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord Yahweh have not done it? Right, so it's the Lord's doing that these individuals are getting judgment, right? Grab another one. This is Deuteronomy chapter 32 and 39. It says, see now that I, even I, am He, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So trusting the Lord is the best way to go, and following his law, statutes, and commandments, seeking him. It says, okay, point 5, political and security developments. We have Turkey bans Grok AI. So Turkey has banned the artificial intelligence app. It says Elon Musk chatbot was blocked for insulting President Erdogan and posting anti-Semitic content, including praise for Hitler. So that'll cause some division there between Turkey and, I guess, Elon Musk or America. It says South Korea's new PM, Kim Min-sook, was inaugurated amid political tensions following ex-president Yoon's ousting. So we have a change in positions here in these last days, and that could stir up trouble. You have people that's not familiar with how things are running or are going in these last days as tensions flare and things increase. We have new individuals. We see what Trump's new cabinet has done to America so far, pretty much put Israel first. And you know, it's just because the way they're ruling is horrible. They're destroying the earth. Most High Yahweh said he's going to destroy them that destroy the earth. You know, they're ruling horribly, destroying people, blocking aid, cutting off these different things that's helping people. You got veterans using, you know, all these different things that are cutting off that went and fought for wars. You know, a lot of women, you know, that may have lost husbands or something in the war, you know, just being cut off by their place that they live in. It says South Korea's new PM. Yeah, I read that. So then we have French nuclear waste mission. A team set sail to map 200,000 barrels of radioactive waste dumped in the Atlantic since World War II. All right, so you know things are happening. Yeah, see, let's do Ezekiel 7:6. You know, so that's that's the news today. All right, this is Ezekiel chapter 7. I'll just get it from 3. Let's start from 1. This is Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 1. It says, Moreover, the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Also, thou son of man, thus said the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai unto the land of Israel. And end is come, the end is come upon the four corners of the land. Now, we're using this today for Esau Edom, because Esau Edom has come pursuant to 2 Esdras 9, the end is manifest. The scriptures also say in 2 Esdras 6:9 that Esau is the world and Jacob is the beginning of the father. If you currently look at things, Esau is a madman coming down with great wrath, basically about to end the world, because before he loses, he's going to go to war. And he's already losing. The nations have, risen up above him. All right, so that's the time we're in. We're in the end. This is verse 3. It says, Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send mine anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations. Mine eye shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abomination shall be in the midst of thee. And ye shall know that I'm the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Awashai. It says, Thus said the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Awashai, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come, and end is come, the end is come, it watches for thee, behold, it is come. See, so that's where we're at here in these days, the end, right, where all things will be fulfilled. So Shalom to the elect, which consists of men, women, and children, Shalom.